Donald Trump and Nikki Haley are locked in a tight race for the presidential primary in Vermont. It's the only good news for the former South Carolina governor on Super Tuesday, the largest single day of voting on the US primary calendar. Donald Trump has secured multiple states already by wide margins as further polls close. Let's bring in our Washington correspondent, Annalise Nielsen. She's at a watch party in Colorado and things are looking pretty good for Donald Trump right now.
Yeah, look, Kieran, the polls are about to close here in Colorado. We're one of 15 states across the country that's gone to the polls today to vote on Super Tuesday, the single largest day of voting in the US presidential primary calendar that decides who will be the candidate for each party at the upcoming presidential election. On the Republican side, this is a big deal because this is where Trump really solidifies himself as the candidate, even if mathematically he can't quite get over the line with the 874 delegates available today to that magic 215 delegate number to have at least half of the delegates of the convention. He's pretty much locking out Nikki Haley from getting into this race at all in a serious way after the results today. And so what we're seeing so far is many of the predictable states going Trump's way, Tennessee, Alabama, but some that were perhaps more in play. Virginia has gone to Donald Trump quite emphatically, 346,837 votes to Donald Trump, giving him 65.3% at the last count. 173,701 votes to Nikki Haley, giving her 32.7% at the last count. North Carolina was another interesting one because they've had some suburban districts grow and become bluer. There was suggestion it might go her way. That hasn't played out so far. 241,294 votes to Donald Trump, giving him 74.4% at the last count. Nikki Haley, 71,946 votes, giving her 22.3% at the last count. One of the difficulties for Nikki Haley in continuing after this is a lot of these voters in primary races, there's already low turnout compared to the number of people who vote in a presidential race, but because there's no contested race on the Democrat side, you have a lot of Democrats registering as independents so they can vote in these Republican races. They have no intention of voting Republican come November. What they do want to do is shut Donald Trump out. And so from the Republican side, they say that Nikki Haley's not a viable candidate. She is, however, picking up a lot of genuine independents, but it's very hard to differentiate at this point in the race. What we've heard across the board and what we're seeing from polling booths across the country is people are just generally disappointed in the options that have been put forward. There's not a lot of enthusiasm for anyone.
I have a lot of problems with President Trump, and so I wanted to vote for someone that, well, Nikki Haley was the only choice on the ballot that wasn't him.
Just with, kind of some of the uncertainties around, is the person honest? It's politics. I feel like Trump is the better candidate for that.
I'm really happy about a lot that the Biden administration has been able to accomplish, except for the lack of vocal support in favor of Palestinians. So I wanted to cast my vote in support of the good that has happened, and I worry that the national conversation has gotten a little distracted.
Kieran, to give you a sense of where this is all heading, Nikki Haley isn't expected to appear today at all. She's not having a public event. She hasn't done anything in public today. Donald Trump, however, is having a big party at Mar-a-Lago. So it seems like this race really is solidifying around one former president and one current president going head-to-head this coming November.
Annalise, thank you as always.